Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite and I am here bringing you another Near Protocol update video. If you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about the Near community in focus. So Web3 versus Web 2 communities. And this is an article that came out not too long ago. We'll kind of dig into it. I really do like just the overall community focus, the DAO focus, and the ESG focus of the Near protocol. It's something that makes them stand out, makes them a little bit different than the rest of the different blockchains that don't even really acknowledge this part of life in the world, really. So it's nice that the Near protocol is one of those blockchains that does do this, and they actually do. As you can see, if you just check out their social media pages, they really put it in the forefront. So this is something that I do like about the Near community. So each new wave of cultural and technological change brings with it a redefinition of community. As the world shifts from centralized Web 2 paradigm to the beginning of the world of Web 3, communities are undergoing rapid redefinitions. So in this shift, communities are reimagining how they organize, what they do, and how individuals can ultimately benefit. Web 2 communities happen around a product rather than organic network of like-minded individuals gearing up to contribute towards a long-term goal is one way to look at it. So Web 2 communities like Facebook, Google, Amazon, all of these Web 2 communities, they kind of wrap around a product, which is, it's good. It's much better than if you were around back in the 1990s where, the Web 1, if you will, was out there. There was none of that whatsoever. So there was no way to surround yourself in a community or make a community. But the problem with surrounding yourself with these different communities is that it's, all centralized. It's all, they're taking your data, and you don't really give approval to do that, but you can't really say anything about it, because if you want to use Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, then you have to, give away all of your rights in order to use that. So user interaction is primarily with marketing officials or customer service or other users, not key decision makers in the organization. Web 2, as a rule, does not share values with builders and users. Instead, it extracts value, kind of like what I was saying. So the difference between Web 2 and Web 3 communities, by combating the extractive centralized model, is only the tip of the iceberg. Here's a couple of different things in Web 3 that you don't see in Web 2. And one of the main things they highlight is how entities approach community. So in Web 2, biases can exclude certain marginalized groups or members of the underclass. Google Maps and other location-based search applications is an example that they give. They don't show relevant or helpful services for those living in poverty areas. So this is a top-down approach for the Web3 projects, including DAOs. So that's one example that they gave. So if you were to search something on Google Maps, depending on where you live, you might not have the results for what you're looking for. It might be, all the way on the other side of town as the top thing that pops up, even though you might have something right around the block. So that's just, one way that Web 2, it's centralized and it's all profit driven for the company. But Web 3, you could create a DAO, and in that DAO, maybe the analytics are different. So it knows you're in that neighborhood. It knows you want to search in that neighborhood. So it's just some things that are slightly different with Web 3. So I'm bullish on cooperative, non-hierarchical impact DAOs that focus on social good. So we can now break free of the traditional hierarchical structures and move towards communities or networks rather than top-down entities. Another viable alternate to traditional Web 2, map-based search applications. So it all depends on the individual communities. So they kind of circle back to that example again. So we're building a community in person first, and we're onboarding traditionally excluded people into crypto, onto the Near specifically, with one-on-one educational meetings. And that is one way to really pull the clients in. So that is one avenue. So from consumers to participants in musical communities, another way to look at this is the economic model and resource distribution. Web 2 companies tend to view individuals as consumers or users, and Web 3 people are more akin to creators, contributors, and stakeholders are a better way to look at it in the Web3 technologies. So they give an example with music. So rather than paying $30 to attend a concert, people can create music socially with other community members in real time, mint their own music, NFTs if they want to, and decide on the price or value of the music on the open market. So there's a lot there. Also empowering sports clubs and communities. There's a lot behind the scenes that you don't see with sports, and they're very, very centralized. And there is a big partnership already going on with SailGP and the Near protocol. You can check out some of my previous videos with that. But the DAO will eventually own the sailing team. Or a sailing team, which is pretty sweet to think about. So in Web 2, sports are more about corporations, franchises, and elite athletes. But in Web 3, athletes and enthusiasts can mint and exchange NFTs, create their own DAOs, and directly organize with like-minded enthusiasts. So a little bit more cooperation altogether in Web 3. And just to close this out, in Web 3, no one really cares about your label as a marginalized in general society. They care about your skills and your ability to communicate. So we're embracing a distributed notion of community, which will create a larger opportunities for participating in the Web3 economy. So Web3 definitely is a step above. I think if we can continue along this path, it takes the power out of the centralized companies and puts it into your hands, in my hands. So in summary, this is just part of the Near community, the focus, the Web3 versus Web2. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one.